James Edmund Caan, March 26, 1940, July 6, 2022, was an American actor whose career spanned over 6 decades, leaving an indelible mark on Hollywood with his intense, charismatic, and often volatile performances. From tough guy roles to comedic turns, Caan possessed a unique ability to imbue his characters with both vulnerability and raw power, earning him critical acclaim and a devoted fan base. Early life and aspiring dreams. Born in the Bronx, New York City, to German-Jewish immigrant parents Arthur Caan, a kosher butcher, and Sophie née Falkenstein, James Caan grew up in Sunnyside, Queens. He was one of 3 children, alongside his siblings Ronnie and Barbara. His childhood was marked by a strong family ethic and a vibrant New York upbringing. Caan's initial path did not immediately lead to acting. He attended Michigan State University, where he intended to play football, before transferring to Hofstra University in New York. It was at Hofstra that he met Francis Ford Coppola, a connection that would later prove pivotal in his career. However, he left Hofstra before graduating, ultimately discovering his passion for acting at the neighborhood Playhouse School of the Theater in New York City, where he studied for 5 years under the legendary Sanford Meisner. Meisner's influential Meisner technique, which emphasizes emotional honesty and improvisation, profoundly shaped Caan's approach to acting, giving him the foundation for his naturalistic and powerful performances. Breaking into the business, the 1960s. Caan began his professional acting career on the stage, making his Broadway debut in 1961 in Blood, Sweat, and Stanley Pool. His early career saw him in numerous off-Broadway productions and guest appearances on television shows such as Naked City, Route 66, Alcoa Premiere, and The Untouchables. His feature film debut came in 1963 with a small, uncredited role in Billy Wilder's romantic comedy Irma la Douce. The following year, he landed his first significant film role as a deluded psychopath in the chilling thriller Lady in a Cage, 1964, opposite Olivia de Havilland. While the film was controversial, it showcased Caan's ability to portray unsettling intensity. The mid-1960s saw Caan gradually building his filmography. He worked with legendary director Howard Hawks in Redline 7000 1965, and then again in the critically acclaimed Western El Dorado 1966, where he held his own alongside John Wayne and Robert Mitchum, earning praise for his portrayal of Mississippi. This period solidified his image as a rugged, masculine presence on screen. Towards the end of the decade, Caan reunited with Francis Ford Coppola for the road drama The Rain People, 1969, a film that, while not a commercial blockbuster, further demonstrated his dramatic range and strengthened the bond between actor and director that would soon lead to cinematic immortality. The iconic 1970s, from Sonny Corleone to stardom. The 1970s were James Caan's golden age, a decade in which he delivered a series of unforgettable performances that cemented his status as a major Hollywood star. His breakthrough came with the 1971 television movie Brian's Song Asterisk, where he portrayed real-life Chicago Bears running back Brian Piccolo, who died of cancer at a young age. Caan's deeply moving and empathetic performance, alongside Billy D. Williams as Gale Sayers, earned him an Emmy Award nomination for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series and touched the hearts of millions, showcasing his capacity for profound emotional depth. However, it was his role as the hot-headed, eldest Corleone brother, Santino Sonny Corleone, in Francis Ford Coppola's masterpiece The Godfather, 1972, that propelled him to international superstardom. Caan's portrayal of Sonny was explosive, charismatic, and ultimately tragic, a perfect blend of loyalty, aggression, and vulnerability. His iconic, brutal death scene at the toll booth remains one of cinema's most memorable and impactful moments. The role earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, and forever etched his face into the pantheon of cinematic legends. Following The Godfather asterisk, Caan capitalized on his newfound fame with a string of diverse and challenging roles. Slither, 1973, a comedic caper film that showed his lighter side. Cinderella Liberty, 1973, a romantic drama where he played a sailor opposite Marsha Mason, earning a Golden Globe nomination. The Gambler, 1974, a critically acclaimed, harrowing performance as Axel Fried, a literature professor with a self-destructive gambling addiction. This role is often cited as one of his finest, showcasing his intense, dramatic capabilities. Freebie and the Bean, 1974, a buddy cop action comedy with Alan Arkin. Rollerball, 1975, a dystopian sci-fi action film where he played the lead Jonathan E., a celebrated but rebellious athlete. Funny Lady, 1975, a musical sequel to Funny Girl asterisk, where he starred opposite Barbara Streisand, showcasing his singing and dancing skills and earning another Golden Globe nomination. The Killer Elite, 1975, a Sam Peckinpah action film. A Bridge Too Far, 1977, an epic war film directed by Richard Attenborough, where Caan played Sergeant Eddie Dohun. Comes a Horseman, 1978, a Western with Jane Fonda for which he received critical praise. Chapter 2, 1979, a Neil Simon romantic comedy. Throughout the 1970s, Caan was at the peak of his powers, embodying a particular brand of masculinity, tough, often aggressive, yet frequently underpinned by a compelling sensitivity. Hiatus and rebirth, the 1980s. Despite his immense success, the early 1980s brought significant personal turmoil for Caan. The death of his beloved sister, Barbara, from leukemia in 1981, followed by the passing of his younger brother, Ronnie, a year later, plunged him into a deep depression. He also struggled with cocaine addiction during this period. Overwhelmed by grief and personal issues, Caan made the decision to take a 5-year hiatus from acting, walking away from Hollywood at the height of his career. During his break, he famously spent time coaching his son Scott's Little League baseball team, finding solace and purpose outside the glare of the spotlight. He reportedly turned down numerous roles during this period, including potential collaborations with Francis Ford Coppola. Caan made his highly anticipated return to the screen in 1987 with Francis Ford Coppola's Gardens of Stone*, a Vietnam War drama. While the film was not a commercial hit, it signaled his return to form and paved the way for a remarkable second act in his career. He followed this with the sci-fi detective film Alien Nation*, 1988. His full-fledged comeback, however, arrived with the terrifying Stephen King adaptation *Misery*, 1990. In it, Caan played Paul Sheldon, a famous author held captive by his #1 fan, Annie Wilkes Kathy Bates. Caan's masterful portrayal of a man physically and psychologically tormented, coupled with Bates' Oscar-winning performance, made the film a critical and commercial triumph. It re-established Caan as a formidable dramatic actor, capable of conveying intense pain and resilience. Sustained success, the 1990s and beyond. The 1990s saw Caan continue to deliver strong performances across various genres. Dick Tracy, 1990, as Spud Spaldoni, a memorable supporting role in Warren Beatty's colorful comic book adaptation. For The Boys, 1991, he reunited with Bette Midler in this musical drama, earning praise for his performance. Honeymoon in Vegas, 1992, a hilarious romantic comedy where he played a charming mob boss, earning him another Golden Globe nomination for Best Actor, Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Eraser, 1996, an action film opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger. Bottle Rocket, 1996, Wes Anderson's debut feature, an indie darling where Caan played the eccentric and criminal Mr. Henry, a role that introduced him to a new generation of filmmakers and fans. Bulletproof, 1996, another buddy action comedy with Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans. The 2000s and 2010s saw Caan continue to work steadily, taking on a mix of major studio productions, independent films, and television roles. One of his most beloved later performances came in the hugely popular holiday comedy *Elf*, 2003, where he played Walter Hobbs, the gruff, workaholic biological father of Will Ferrell's Buddy the Elf. The film was a massive success and allowed Caan to showcase his comedic timing and a surprising warmth. Other notable roles from this period include Dogville, 2003, Lars von Trier's avant-garde drama. Las Vegas, 2003-2007. He starred as Big Ed DeLine, the head of security and operations for a casino in this popular NBC television series. His performance was well received, and he brought his signature tough guy charm to the small screen for 4 seasons. Get Smart, 2008, a cameo appearance. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, 2009, and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, 2013, voice work as Tim Lockwood, the protagonist's father. He also appeared in films like Mickey Blue Eyes, 1999, Way of the Gun, 2000, The Santa Incident, 2010, Small Time, 2014, and Undercover Grandpa, 2017. Caan's final film roles included Out of Blue, 2018, Mafia Inc., 2019, and Queen Bees, 2021. His final screen performance was in the 2022 film *Fast Charlie*, which was released posthumously. Personal life and public image. James Caan's personal life was as eventful and complex as his on-screen roles. He was married 4 times. 1. DJ Matthews, 1961-1966. They had 1 daughter, Tara A. Caan. 2. Sheila Marie Ryan, 1976-1977. They had 1 son, Scott Caan, who also became a successful actor. 3. Ingrid Hajuk, 1990-1994. They had 1 son, Alexander James Caan. 4. Linda Stokes, 1995-2017. They had 2 sons, James Arthur Caan and Jacob Nicholas Caan. Their marriage was particularly tumultuous, with Caan filing for divorce multiple times before it was finalized. Caan was known for his candid and often gruff personality, which mirrored many of his famous characters. He was an outspoken individual who often spoke his mind, contributing to his reputation as a tough guy in real life as well as on screen. Despite this, he was also deeply loyal to his friends and family. He was a proficient athlete, particularly in martial arts. He held a black belt in karate and rodeo, which sometimes informed his physically demanding roles. His friendships with figures like Francis Ford Coppola and Robert De Niro were enduring throughout his career. Legacy and passing. James Caan passed away on July 6, 2022, at the age of 82. His death prompted an outpouring of tributes from fellow actors, directors, and fans, all acknowledging his immense talent and contributions to cinema. Caan's legacy is that of a powerful and versatile actor who seamlessly navigated between genres, bringing intensity and authenticity to every character he portrayed. Whether playing a mob enforcer, a tortured gambler, a sci-fi athlete, or a cantankerous father, he consistently delivered performances that were memorable and impactful. He was a master of the Meissner technique, using it to create characters that felt deeply human and emotionally resonant. His work in The Godfather Brian's Song The Gambler and Misery stands as a testament to his dramatic prowess, while films like Elf and Honeymoon in Vegas showcased his impeccable comedic timing. James Caan was more than just a tough guy. He was a nuanced artist who explored the depths of the human condition with courage, charisma, and an unmistakable screen presence that will continue to captivate audiences for generations to come. He remains one of American cinema's truly unforgettable stars.